Hello and welcome to my closet purge, or should I say dress purge. Hey Zoe, how you doing? More like a dress purge, because if we were to go through my whole closet, this video would be very long. Why am I doing a dress purge? Because I noticed that more than half of my closet, legitimately 2/3 of my closet, was just dresses. And although I love wearing dresses, I mostly, let's be honest, wear denim, wear pants or shorts or tank tops, something that I just go to the grocery store with. I don't really get all dolled up like I am now. I am for the video. It's been a minute. But for the most part, it's hoodies and sweatpants. Let's be real. And I guess I should also say, welcome to my sewing room. This is new. This area is a little new, and there'll be a video about that a little later on what this space is and how I remodeled it. And you will see me in sweatpants and jeans and hoodies in that video, because that's what I've been doing for the last 6 months, is remodeling this house. So the last 6 months, none of these dresses have been worn. And also, the reason why I have this giant dress collection is because I've inherited dresses from my mother, my grandmother, and I've been gifted dresses from friends. And as much as I love it all, some of it is just not my style, and some of it is just needs too many alterations for it to fit me. So while we do this purge, I'm going to allow myself one garment to alter per month so that I can start getting rid of a few things. Ready? Yep, all dresses. Hold on. I know the lighting is different.
Obviously.
It's been weeks. I went to edit this video, and as it turns out, I didn't film the first portion of it.
Rookie mistake.
So we're gonna go over it right now, all right? So the first thing I want to talk about in the video, which I already didn't record, happens to be all the things that I made, all the dresses that I made. Some things just don't fit anymore. Some things I've let out over the years, and it won't go out any longer. And I just have to make decisions on what I'm going to do with it. If I'm going to upcycle it, if I'm going to sell it, if I'm going to donate, or just get rid of it altogether. So a little trip down memory lane. This is one of the first dresses I made when I decided to start sewing for myself. I have a little background in sewing in theater. I originally learned how to sew in a costume shop. I was taking a costumes technology course. I actually took, I want to say like 4 costume technology courses where you learn how to sew, you learn how to make props, you learn how to make gloves, hats, purses, the works. And eventually in my career, I decided to become a set designer, put that on hold. But now that I want to dress a little more vintage, I started to pick up my skills in sewing again. So this I sewed for Dapper Day back in 2018. And I'm going to keep it. It's not something I would wear all the time. It's made out of quilting cotton, so it's very thick cotton material, and very dense. So I think I'll wear it again for Dapper Day, but other than that, this is not something that I would wear on a daily basis. It'll probably go in a costume box rather than my closet. These 3 dresses were all made using the same pattern, except for 2 of them. Instead of doing a pleated skirt, I decided to do a gathering skirt. This brown one is made out of this very lightweight cotton, and I wear it all the time. It's super comfy. It's got pockets. This gray one, I love the dress alone, but on me, gray washes me out. I learned that the hard way, and I don't wear it as much. It's also made of that thicker quilting cotton, and it's not as breathable, not as comfortable, and it fits really big, and I just don't feel like altering something that I'm not going to be wearing all the time. This one I would wear all the time. It's got this skull and floral pattern on here, but the zipper broke and I need to replace it. So this is going to go in the alterations pile. This dress is very special to me. I made it for my mother's 60th birthday party, and I made her dress as well. It was a tropical kind of party. And the problem is it's too small for me now. It doesn't even close. I already let it out once. It can't be let out anymore. The fabric I used for this is from Hawaiian Fabric Mart, and it's very breathable, it's very comfortable. So what I'm gonna do instead is just take the bodice off and turn the dress into a skirt so that I can wear it. It's very special to me, and I love the fabric print. I love the coconut shell buttons that it has. So this will be part of my alterations pile. These two dresses were made using the same pattern, and they were used very often. It's a great basic pencil skirt pattern. This one's made with cotton, with a blue and white gingham cotton. And this one is made with a linen blend. It's like a linen and rayon blend, and it's absolutely beautiful. I've already let them out as far as they can go, and they no longer zip up. They no longer fit. You know what? That's okay. These two dresses were loved, they were worn, and now they need to go somewhere else. The blue one is a little too worn to give to anyone else and was altered too many times. The inside is kind of frayed to give to anybody else. But this one was only altered once on the sides. Everything else is intact, and actually the inside looks absolutely beautiful. This one I might just see if it finds a new home. Another lost footage dress. This one, absolutely love. I bought this dress at Dress Barn, I believe, and it looked a little different. Now, I did alterations to this dress already. I wore it for Dapper Day, and I love how the alterations came out. I was inspired by a checkered green vintage dress from the 1930s, and I wanted to replicate it, but I could not find the fabric. However, I saw the silhouette of this dress as I was walking past a Dress Barn store, and I was immediately made me think of that dress. I'm like, I think I can alter it just a bit to kind of go with the same silhouette with the low back and the green ribbon. Now, I do have footage of the alterations that I made for this dress and of Dapper Day when I wore it. I will wear it again. I would wear it in different occasions. I think this is a dress that you can modernize and you can vintage-ize. Is that a word? I'm gonna make it a word. I wanted to do a little bit more to this dress, and perhaps I will in the future, but for now, it is exactly what I want it to be, and I can't wait to show you exactly how I pulled it off. Now, these two dresses are probably one of my favorite makes when it comes to modern patterns, because bias dresses, you can dress them up to look modern, you can dress them up to look vintage. They're kind of interchangeable. I made this one as the wearable muslin. It's out of a poly satin that I got at Joann. I haven't seen it there before. I don't think it's available anymore, but it was there for the longest time. Same with this one. This one, it's more of a rayon. The only difference I did to the pattern is I added ties to the back to cinch the waist just a little bit. But what's great about this dress is that it's very loose and it's very comfortable. It's what I consider the perfect date night dress. Now, confession, I hemmed this one. I did a handkerchief hem, if you know what a handkerchief hem is. You really gotta like hand sewing to try the handkerchief hem. This one doesn't have it. Because this fabric doesn't fray, I didn't even bother putting a handkerchief hem on it. And guess what? Nobody notices until I point it out. The other thing I did to this pattern differently is I made these straps into ties in case I wanted to lengthen or lower. You could put a I forgot what it's called. I'll put it around here somewhere to adjust the straps, but I didn't have that, and my solution to that are just little bows and little ties, and I get compliments on these dresses all the time. I wanted to try this dress on to see if it still fit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hold on. Does it fit? Oh, it closes, it closes. Yay! Oh, it is tight. It is tight, and I don't know if I can let this dress out. This dress was made with fabric gifted from Minerva.com. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful viscose pattern. I don't think this fabric is available just yet. I'll look it up if you want it. But this is the pattern information over here. The intention I had behind this dress was to make kind of a daytime, nighttime wedding guest dress. There were a lot of weddings that I was originally going to go to when I originally made this, and when I got the invitations, they were all formal. So joke's on me. This has yet to be worn, by the way. It's yet to be worn, but it is a full circle skirt. Actually, I think it's beyond full circle skirt. I think this is like a circle and a half skirt. Look at this. Look at that. It's got amazing twirlability. And it's great for dancing. But as you can see, it's a little tight. So I'm gonna see if I can let this one out a little bit. You know what? I might be able to just wear it like this. I did have to take it up when I originally made it because it was a little low, but it fits just fine. There might be a couple more pop-ins from future Ruth Marie, but for now, back to past Ruth Marie. So this is a wearable muslin that I never got around to making the real thing. It fits beautifully, it looks beautiful, but the fabric, it looks cheap up close. It looks very much like a cheap fabric up close. Problem is, I never got around to making it because I couldn't find the fabric that I wanted, and on top of that, I live in Florida. So why have a wool suit when you live in Florida? Yes, it does get cold in Central Florida, but it gets cold at night, not during work hours. During work hours, you're lucky if you're in the 40s, and this is very much like it gets really cold in the office, and I also don't mind wearing a skirt kind of thing. So I'm keeping this one for archival reasons. Also, the buttonholes look horrendous. I should have made bound buttonholes, but I did not. And I'm going to keep this one. And this little number is also a wearable muslin, and I never made the final one. I have the fabric for the final one. The reason being is that we went into lockdown soon after this, I believe, and decided that the dress that I was going to make in this pattern, I lost steam on the project and I never did it. I don't want to keep this because yellow looks horrible on me, but also I accidentally put the interface on the outside of the lining. So instead of it being inside, it's on the outside, so when I bend down you can see the interfacing. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this one. And now we're gonna go into the dresses I inherited. This little number, I'm not ever wearing. It is falling apart. It was my mother's graduation dress, very sexy, might I add, from the 70s. Absolutely beautiful. It's got a napkin drape skirt, lace with some nude colored lining, so it looks like it's see-through, but it's not. That's what I mean, it's sexy and scandalous. And it's got a low back. I have been wanting to replicate this dress. This lace has holes all over it. It is disintegrating, but I wanted to recreate this dress for myself. I absolutely love the color too. So this one we're just keeping in storage. This one, on the other hand, is gonna go. I was gonna alter it to fit me, but one, it's mega see-through. I can't really wear a slip with it because it's backless. It doesn't fit very well. My bust is smaller than this, but this was like my mother's honeymoon dress, and I loved it. But it's gonna have to go. I'm sorry, Mommy. I know you wanted me to wear this, but I don't want people to see everything. I'm gonna ask her if she wants to keep it for memory purposes. I'm not just gonna toss it. So this is gonna go. This one my mother also gave me. This is a T-length dress, and it barely fits me. I'm gonna put it on so you can see what alterations need to be made, but it reminds me of like Dior dresses, which is why we're gonna keep it. It's not Dior, but it's got like that Dior kind of look to it. I just realized my mom never wore this. She never wore this. It's from the white and black house market, and it still has tags. It still has tags. It's a size 8. She paid $180 for this. Wow, this is nice. All right. It's so pretty. So a dress like this is a perfect little black dress that will never go out of style, and that's why I'm gonna keep this one. But I do need to cinch it at the waist just a bit. There's about an inch on either side that I can take up. So this will go into my alterations pile. This was also gifted by my mother. It's made out of jersey material. It's got a drop waist. The reason why I kept it was because It reminded me of the drop waist dresses from the late 1920s, early 1930s, kind of like the flapper era. I think it's too short. You can see my knees. So the answer is no. It's too modern. It's a little too... Actually, the print is not modern-like. They did have prints like this in that era, but it's a little too fitted over here. It needs to be straighter. It needs to be more tubular in nature for it to be a 1920s, 30s flapper dress. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. This dress doesn't look like much. I know, it looks very tent-like. However, it's got this pleating to it that's just so beautiful. And I can see myself wearing this. Hair up, big earrings, high heels, long necklace. This is more if I wanted to modernize my wardrobe. If I wanted to go to, let's say, a work event that I needed to wear something modest and modern in nature, this is very unique. It did come with a belt, so the intention of this is to wear this. I'm going to take it to the back, to wear it like this. I got a little, maybe a nippet right here, a couple stitches on either side, but it's supposed to be worn like this. It's beautiful, beautiful wine colored. It's going to be a keep. It's going to be my one modern keep. Not my one modern keep. Let's get real. There's more modern pieces in here, but this will be the first. I don't know. Yeah, it's a little too, what's the word? What's the word? It's a little too, not me. I know I look good in red. I know this looks kind of like a red Marilyn Monroe kind of, but there's something about the stitching here that makes it look like my stomach's going out. Now, if this stitching was not there, it was more like this, sure. Oh God, that looks pretty. Can I alter? No, that's too much in alterations. But can I? No, nope, nope. This is too big of a project to alter. Close, but no. Nope. Nope. And I'm back for this particular segment of the dresses that used to belong to my mom to discuss this one because it was very special. This one I wore recently. I already altered this one, so this one I don't have to alter at all, but it was my mother's and it's got this beautiful 1950s kind of look to it. And I also didn't know until I wore this dress that I looked good in periwinkle. Most of the time, pastel colors are a no-go for me, but this one for some reason, I think it's because of the dark hair, went really well. I absolutely love this chiffon. Well, okay, now that we got that out of the way, back to past Ruth Marie. So this dress was pretty much custom made for my mother. This is a designer dress from a local Miami designer. I don't think that designer is active at the moment. But she bought this dress and it's kind of got that A-line look. Beautiful chiffon, one of a kind. I do like the color orange. Reminds me very much of the dress Marilyn Monroe wore in Gentlemen Prefer Blonde when she's walking into, I think it's a restaurant or the ballroom with Jane Russell. Jane Russell's wearing a black dress and she's wearing an orange dress. Only issue is it is big. It is big. I do need to figure out how to take it in. Also, the bust line is higher than mine by an entire inch. So I have to figure out how to lower this, or maybe just take this piece out and create new straps with them that are my height. On to my grandmother's dresses. I inherited 2 gowns, and one dress is like a Mexican embroidered dress, is like a sundress. The only issue is my grandmother really shortened these dresses. Like, they're too short. They're also very 90s, very Morticia-like. Little leg. There's this like applique here. It's pretty. I can style it a la 1950s. It's comfortable. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it, see what I can do with this one. I do like the little leg. we're done with this one. I can ruin this one. Next in Grandma's wardrobe is this dress. Not a single zipper to be found. Very clingy. My grandmother had this habit of just taking scissors to the bottom of it instead of hemming them properly. So this is also, again, too short. Not a single piece of hem in sight. So I can lengthen it. So this is a dress that if I were to keep it, it's got this beaded gem straps to it with some gems in the front. And it's got a low back with some gems in the back as well right here. But red does look good on me. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna have to shorten it. It'll be more of like this length. Oh, that's cute! Yes, we're keeping this. I got a sway back going on. This is how I want to stand. This is how I should stand. Want to stand? Should stand. Want to stand? Should stand. And then last in my grandmother's collection, she bought this in her visit to Mexico. Mom said in the 70s. Grandma did a lot in the 70s, man. I like it. I like it. I don't even think I'm going to do anything to it. I'm going to wear it around the house like she did. I'm going to wear it around the house. The next collection of clothing is clothing that was gifted to me by some fellow YouTubers or vintage. This lovely dress made by Liz Von Villas, and I believe this is a muslin that she made before she made the real thing, and I believe there's a YouTube video on how to make this pattern, and I will put it down in the description. I believe I can do that. And she gave it to me because this is not the kind of pattern she usually wears, the fabric, that is. It's very much a me thing and not a Liz thing. And she asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes. It's true vintage. Nigel's design. Promise fit. I don't know from what era. Definitely at least 20 years old. It no longer fits me, so it's gonna go up for sale. And it's a beautiful little pencil dress. I'm gonna say late 50s, early 60s in design. Doesn't mean it's not a reproduction. It could be 90s for all I know. But it's got this cute little button feature, and it's nice little fitted pencil dress. Hi, we're back. Still making up for some lost footage. I just wanted to share two dresses that were also gifted to me by friends and creators. So this was a dress that was gifted to me by Caro, and I will link her YouTube account below. She used it for like a 1920s party, and it's a really nice length for a 1920s dress because it is below the knee, which historically that's where the hem would have been. She says she wore it once and she wasn't gonna wear it again, and she knew that I loved vintage dresses and vintage outfits, and also it's black. Hello. So she gifted it to me, and I cannot wait to wear it for another 1920s event and style it and show it off to her. This dress is featured in a YouTube video by another creator, and I will link that creator down in the comment box below if you want to see the making of this dress. It was a gift from a dear friend of mine here in Florida. She made it for a challenge in her video. It was my size, and she asked me to model it, and she gifted it to me. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a 1930s pattern, and I plan to wear it to Dapper Day one day. I do not have the heart to give something like this away. This is something I will definitely treasure forever, and it's made with a vintage cotton. I don't believe is from the 1930s, but they would have used a printed pattern like this in the 1930s. Okay, that's it. That's all for the lost footage. Back to what I originally recorded. All right, we're going to rapid fire some of these because if not, we're gonna be here forever. So ready, set, go. 1920s reproduction? Sure. Oh. All right, I can't even zip this one all the way up. So this is a no. I'm not even gonna try to put this on. Look at this. Look at this. Look, hold on. I'll try to put it on just so you can see. Like, come here. This is one of those dresses that you have to walk like this. Look at that. No way. But this is a dress that started my journey into vintage dressing. Yes. This is a yes. This is a yes. This is a Hell yes. That's right, Zoe? This I'm not even gonna try on. It's a no. It's itchy. Super itchy. Absolutely yes! You gotta see this on. Woo! And it's comfy too. It can wiggle in it. Yes. When I think bias dress, I think this dress. Not for me. Super stretchy though. Imagine this with a corset. But yes for someone else, not for me. This is a yes, but I can't really close it right now. This is a yes, and I have to wear it more often. Yes. I have to fix the bow, but this is a yes. It's from my favorite 1940s vintage reproduction companies. This is from the same company. Can you tell it's the same fabric? But this is like the summery version. It's called the Peggy, I believe. This is gonna be a no. It's a little too short for my liking. I'm never gonna wear it. Let's be real. I'm never gonna wear it. No. This is too short. Like I want to do like this dress I bought with the intention of altering. Like just imagine some shearing back here. Look at that. Look at that snatched waist. Some shearing. That's all I need. Yes. Yeah. I was gonna say no, but this is hella cute. It is fast fashion though, so I feel very guilty about buying it, and now I feel more guilty getting rid of it. So we're gonna imagine this with a denim jacket and like sneakers. Look, this is cute. I can deal with this. This is nice. It's up my alley. It's brown. Absolutely not. Yes for now, I guess. I don't know. Yellow is just not my color. So yes. I mean, okay. Yes. Okay. And now, for the segment that I've been waiting for, gowns. So this is a dress that was bought in the early 2000s, I would say. It was a prom dress. Is it early 2000s? Yeah, super early 2000s. It was purchased in Neiman Marcus. It's a Neiman Marcus dress. And it is extremely uncomfortable to wear. I actually don't really like this dress at all. However, can you imagine this if I cut it here and turned it into a peplum skirt that you can wear with denim underneath? I think it would make for a really cute, you know what? Maybe a T-length dress would be even better if it was T-length. Maybe. I might turn it into a T-length dress first, and then if I end up not wearing it that way at all, I will go ahead and turn it into that peplum shirt that I was talking about. This is a keep. It's not the most form-fitting dress. In fact, you can say it looks a little frumpy. But it's got that 1960s like groovy, you know what I mean? Like it's just, there's something about this dress. You gotta appreciate the style of it. I bought it for a fall wedding one of my best friends, and I love it. I love it. Look at the skirt. Look at the skirt. It's just, look at that. Just flowy, super flowy. Like there's no wind, but just imagine like wind. You know what I mean? So we're keeping this. Definitely keeping it. So I bought this dress to attend a wedding that I ended up not going to. There you go. The reason why I got it is that I tend to break out in my chest area, and I wanted a sexy dress, which is clearly a sexy dress, to cover said problematic area. And this dress does it. I haven't zipped it all away. I do have my slip underneath. But again, this is a keep. This is kind of timeless. Not kind of timeless. It is timeless. I haven't worn it yet. It still has its tags. But it's a classic black dress. Very high slit. I kind of need to like work out my legs in order to like feel comfortable in this dress. But why not? Okay, I am losing the light of day, and luckily we're down to the last 2 dresses. I'm also losing battery. I had to stop, charge my battery, and then get back to this. But this was my go-to wedding guest dress that I wore to 4 different weddings, and it still fits. It's stretchy. It allows me to eat, which is very important. And it keeps everything together and allows me to dance. Only problem is, like I mentioned before, the hem is wrecked. So I have to revisit that. Whew, very wrecked. The last dress, I'm not even going to try because back when I weighed 30 pounds lighter, this didn't even close. Or I should say this barely closed. Is this beautiful 80s dress, because my mom wore it before I was born. Beautiful sequins. Out of all the dresses my mother has ever worn and gifted onto me, this is probably the one I love the absolute most, and I'm keeping it for memory's sake. I'm looking at the back right now and realizing there's a whole inch I can let out. I can let out this dress. Oh, praise. Praise, praise, praise. I can let out this entire dress. It's finished. It's finished. It's designed to be let out. This is what I'm talking about whenever I say that dresses back then were made better. Okay, so here's the final tally. I started off with about 80 dresses. I'm going to sell about 5 in my Etsy store. I'm donating about 10, really. I'm sending it to ThredUp to see if I can get any kind of money back out of that and to see that it doesn't end up in landfills. But if I don't make any sales, ThredUp can keep it. I'm tossing about 4 that were completely damaged beyond repair. I will fix about 10, which will give me 1 for every month of the year, set for December. And I kept 51 dresses that I don't have to alter at all. All in all, I gained about 23% back of my closet space, and I feel pretty good about that. If you're wondering, hey, Ruth Marie, 80 dresses. I don't think you showed us 80 dresses. That's because you would be correct. If I showed you all dresses, this video would be twice as long. I kept it down to the dresses that I felt that were most special. The rest are just everyday modern dresses that you wear to work. So I kept those from this video. Anyway, that is all for today. What I'm going to do with the dresses that I discard, I do have an Etsy store I can upload all of these to, at least the vintage items. The vintage items and the handmade clothes I can put on Etsy. And then the rest, if it's fast fashion, honestly, I'm just going to have to donate it because it's not made well enough for me to justify making any money off of it. So I'd rather just donate those. But I will be putting a link down into the comment box for the next month or 2. I'm going to have it available. If it doesn't sell in a month or 2, I'm going to get rid of it because I have another project going on that's going to require me to get rid of it. So anyways, if you follow along this long, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It gave me the kick needed to actually go through it all. And stick around because there'll be more videos. I'm making a garment, a wedding guest dress for a very special wedding. I have a tiki dress that I'm going to be making and a video about this room, which I've only shown you a tiny little corner of, but I absolutely love how this room turns out. And I can't wait to tell you all about it. Bye. Okay, I learned my lesson with making sure you're filming the whole time. I wish my monitor would tell me if I'm filming or not. It doesn't. It probably has that capability and I just haven't discovered it yet.